Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel. I recorded some messages a few nights back and I've uploaded them past days. So in some of the webcam videos I've made, it's a bit dark because it was at night. So don't bother with that. Just listen to the messages. In this recording, I want to highlight something I said a while back, and I've repeated it here and there in my latest videos, and that's that worldly people deal relationships, the way they relate to one another, is based on relief seeking. So worldly people have relief-centered relationships with their parents, with their children, with other relatives, with their spouses, especially with their spouses. Worldly people are relief-centered, so they have relief-centered relationships. Why is this important to understand? Because once you understand this, you will also make sense of all the violence that's around in the world. Yes, I said all the violence. Because violence is nothing more than a desperately acting out to secure self-validation. That's all that violence is. Yeah, force. Let's say there's a child wandering on the street and there's a car coming with speed. You use the force in your body to snatch the child away. That's force, that's not violence. So there's a difference between force and violence. Violence, whether it's physical violence or emotional violence, whatever type of violence is the desperately acting out to secure self-validation. And relief-centeredness is all about maintaining self-validation. So you get where this is going? Why do you think that when a homicide happens, the first individual the cops suspect is the spouse or someone near that was close to the individual? Why? It's because relief-centered relationships are all fear-based. But this is something that worldly people cannot see most of the time because they're so distracted by their daily activities, and even when they see it, they're very reluctant to admit it. Worldly people, I'm not saying this in the absolute sense, okay? Hear me clearly. I'm not saying this is absolutely true in every case. There may be exceptions here and there, but worldly people in general are terrified. Not just afraid, they are terrified all day long. Day and night. They are terrified all the time. Their way of thinking is fear-based. But because there is relief, and because there is some nurturing aspect of the relationship they're in, they think they're all right. It's not. And relief-centered relationships can be moderate, in a sense they can be balanced, or they can be out of balance. So people begin to see the relief-centered relationships that are balanced as good, and the relief-centered relationships that are out of balance, that are excessively perceived as bad, as trash. No, it's both relief-centeredness, but the one is well maintained, the other isn't. To be true to you, there aren't many people out there who have Christ-centered relationships, which are relationships based upon confidence in line with Christ. You don't have many such relationships out there. And when I say relationships, I don't just mean sexual relationships. There's also a thing with postmodern society is that often people sexualize everything you say. When I say relationships, I'm talking about how people relate to one another. Yes, there are sexual relationships, but the word relationship itself is not sexual. But that's what a lot of people make of it. And it's another thing, that hypersexualization of society is a cover-up to hide the side effects, the toxic, dangerous side effects of relief-centered relationships. Because that is the only thing the world has. That's the only thing the world knows, and that's the only thing they're interested in. Worldly people seldom look at the bigger picture. Even if they know that there's more, they are only interested in their own expectations that they don't examine. So understand that also. For now, I'm going to close this recording. Just realize that there are good things. Oh, let me say like this. There are things out there that the Holy Spirit will block from you, and you don't see any danger with them. Look, the thing that has been blocked from you has nurturing aspects to it. It has some good effects with it. But just because it has good effects doesn't mean it's good for you. And there are relationships out there, whether it's friendships, whether it's fraternal relationships or sexual relationships like marriage. There are things out there that the Holy Spirit keeps away from you. And you think, Lord, why? You look at the good effects. You look at the comforts. The Holy Spirit sees the entirety of it. The Holy Spirit sees it is relief-centered. And the Holy Spirit sees all the toxic side effects. The Holy Spirit sees the unconscious state it will lead you into. The Holy Spirit sees the perspective you will be losing and how demons will use that to get a hold of you. We often don't look at things in their entirety. Okay, wait, let me give an example of looking at things in their entirety. Okay, let's say you are offered a job. A job offer comes. Often I use relationship examples. This time I'm using a job example. Okay, and you think, whoa, a job. It pays 2,000 euros a month. Whoa, that's good. And it's a job, something you've learned, something you mastered, you think you can do it. And indeed, you can do it. So you arrive at the job the first day and everything goes well. People say hi to you. People respect you because you have a high position. You think it's all going well. But 2 or 3 months into the job, you face a lot of difficulties. And you begin to ask questions to your superiors, but they're quite resistant towards you. And you think, what's going on here? In your 8th month, you're so stressed out because of the job. And then someone, an old coworker, approaches you and asks you, dude, why did you take this job? And you think, what? What's wrong with you? The older man tells you, young man, why did you take this job? So you say, well, it pays well. I'm licensed for this job. I have my diplomas. I was motivated. And the old man told him, young man, the people at this company, they carry a lot of baggage with them, a lot of frustrations in their lives, and none of them really wants to go to the work every day, but they don't have anything else. And at this company, there are difficulties people don't want to deal with. So what did they do several years back? They created a position, a leadership position, that's to deal with all the side effects of this company. Why? Because people don't want to deal with it. And they made this new position attractive by giving a high salary, and we're looking for young people to take it. So this job that you have accepted was a trap to begin with. And then you begin to think, hold on a minute, what he's saying makes sense. Now, I'm not telling you that if you receive a job offer tomorrow that this is the case, okay? What I've just said was a parable, okay? But often we don't look beyond opportunities. We don't look beyond frustration. We don't look beyond our will. We don't look beyond how we feel. We don't look beyond anything most of the time. And this is what I'm teaching you. Look beyond. That being said, I agree with Christ and be at peace.